Welcome to Brawlhalla. Welcome to Brawlhalla.
What's up, Brawlhalla? And we got Steven here. What's up, Steven?
Yo, dude, what's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody in the chat? We have convinced the studio to let us do a dev stream together. So, suckers, it's all ours now. Everybody buckle up.
No, we're taking over. It's been so long since I've been on a Tuesday dev stream.
I know. This is gonna be fun. We're just gonna talk and mess around. It's gonna be a fun stream. What's up, everybody in the chat? Wait, let me read some names.
Yeah, who do we got here?
We got Sora. Obviously, Sora's in the chat. Vic Sam Vic. So Sanny Hell 53. Yep, that guy is in. And we got, Bino Ben, oh my goodness, wait, Bino Benduden. He's got Ben 10 in his name. Oh wait, Ben Benduden 08. All right, that guy, good name. We got Thirchen Swer. I feel like I intentionally seek out the most difficult to pronounce names.
That's what it sounds like to me. I would never take a stab at any of these.
Pig Delicia, what's up, Pig Delicia? And then Captain Cricks. Okay, yep, that was good enough, Captain Cricks. And RJG Ghosts and Gato Facero Facerin. That guy, I think I nailed that one.
Dude, reading Twitch names stresses me out more than anything on this planet, honestly.
You got to say what's up to the people. Every single one of them. Okay, and to everybody else I missed, what's up? Wait, this one said hi to us, specifically both of us. Sane X147, what's up?
Yeah, what's up?
And Drazzards, yep. And one more. Carlitos. All right, we got them all. And the rest of the gang. What's up? Welcome, everybody. So, it's a Brawlhalla dev stream.
Yeah.
We're not here to reveal anything. You know, we don't have any big news or anything like that. But, you know, we just did this awesome Kung Fu Panda crossover with DreamWorks.
Yes.
And we're feeling pretty good about it. So,
yeah, it was so much fun, dude.
So we have been tasked today with telling you guys about the development of it. We've got some like work in progress sketches and stuff. A lot of stuff that Steven drew. We have your. Remember how you used to like send me clips on Discord every while, updating me on like, look how cool this thing is?
Yeah.
I saved all of them, bro.
Oh, you sneaky little sneak.
And we're gonna go over them and stuff. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool.
All right, yeah. See us with our hair down, I guess. Let's go. Tell us our deepest secrets? Ooh, well, stay tuned. We might, anything could happen. We're live, so those might slip out.
There's no delay. There's no panic button. You know? anything could happen.
Yeah, perfect.
Everybody throwing out their suggestions for crossovers. They all look good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm excited. Any of these would be big wins. I'm seeing a lot of Shrek X Brawlhalla.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Among Us. That'd be fun.
Anime crossovers? Oh yeah, come on,
dude! I'm down to clown. Whatever they put on my table, I'm ready to work on. Let's go.
Yeah, those are all big winners. We'll get to everybody. Don't even sweat it.
Yeah,
we'll just everything. But it's all about Kung Fu Panda right now, and I gotta say, I mean, factually, this was the best crossover we've ever done. I think we've seen the most like interest in it from players. All the videos and stuff that have come up, you've seen all the community videos.
Yeah.
Steven's one of the biggest like YouTube fans.
I am, yeah.
Of all our community content creators.
Sort of a Brawlhalla content nerd on YouTube.
So,
deep into it. If you've made a Brawlhalla content video, and even if it only has 42 views, I'm one of them. I swear. I'm into it.
Yeah, shoutouts to all the YouTube content creators out there making Brawlhalla stuff. We saw all your Kung Fu Panda reaction videos, and we loved it. So we've got some images here. And Steven, I'm just going to ask you, like, maybe the story behind some of them, which artist drew it. I know a lot of these are going to be you, and you can offer all kinds of insight on that. But, whatever comes to mind, we just talk about everything. I do also, before the stream is over, I do want to go through that trailer and like pause it at all the different
just
cool
look at some
parts
cool
and,
frames.
That was a seriously sick trailer. Super shout outs to Terry.
Yeah.
Terry Legan. He's our art master.
Terry did
and Dave Montez, art master.
Right. Yeah, they directed it. Terry did the initial storyboards. And I remember when we saw the initial storyboards, we were like, "This is incredible. There is no way we are going to produce an animation this long. This is such a long piece of animation."
It was like a whole cartoon
like,
episode.
This is a short. But somehow the team did it. It was amazing.
That's crazy.
They pulled it off. I'm so proud of our team for doing that. But man,
it really is great. It really is great. I saw the website. What's it? Katsuka made a whole article about it.
Right.
And I know Terry's got to be excited about that.
I know Terry's a boss.
He is a boss. He's a boss. Terry, if you're listening, you're a boss.
He's
dude.
the best. Goat status.
All right, so let's get into this. We got some pictures here. What's our first picture? Boom.
All right.
What's going on
So
here?
this. Okay. So we're looking under the hood.
This is really under the hood. This is maybe like one of the first. This is like one of the first steps in creating something like this, right?
So yeah, let's go over some of our process of how we decide on the crossovers, right?
Okay.
So the first step is pick a legend. Like, what legend is this crossover going to go on? Now, some of them are easy. Some of them are difficult to come up with a good legend fit. You know, we've got a lot of design stipulations that we have to hit. You know, like the weapon pairing and the signatures have to be a certain way.
The weapon pairing is a big one.
Right,
like,
right.
What's even going to work
Yeah.
with this?
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
But I will say for Kung Fu Panda, pretty easy legend picks. You know, Po Wu Shang was like, of course. There was zero consideration for any other legend. Yeah. And I think Winan mentioned it on the reveal stream, but way back when me and Jade were working on the original effects for Wu Shang, we were referencing a bunch of different stuff, but some of the chi effects from Kung Fu Panda, specifically Kung Fu Panda 3 in the Spirit Realm fight with Master Oogway and Kai in the opening of Kung Fu Panda 3, that was like a big inspiration for the effects. So the spirit of Po has been inside of Wu Shang for all these years, and we finally got to bring it out. So the first thing. This is like one of the first sketches I did when we got this assignment. I was like, all right, so we know Po's going to go on Wu Shang. And one of the things we had to solve is when this move hits, this is sketches for the side sig, and at the bottom it's a neutral sig. Well, it's right. It's written right there. You can see it. But Wu Shang teleports, you know, on hit for the side signature, right? When he hits that second palm strike, he then teleports up to the top and then blasts you down. But that didn't really seem right for Po to be teleporting. So I'm like, how does he get there? Well, obviously Crane comes and helps out.
This is where Crane came in.
Yeah. So
I remember the moment you realized that Crane could be used for this.
Yeah.
You sent me a GIF like immediately.
Right.
It looked a lot like this. I guess this is how it goes down.
I was so excited when I sketched this. I was like, it's got to work. I believe so hard. But you can see here, I went a little ham too, because you can see Viper. Like the first strike is like Viper's involved as well. We knew that some of the Furious 5 members were not going to be able to make it in as their own legends, just because like how are we going to put Viper on the rig, you know, and Mantis.
Right. So we have to put him in the SIG.
Right. So we knew they got to get him in the SIGs.
We knew the fans were going to want the Furious 5 in there.
And it's so Kung Fu Panda, like, for Po to be helped out by other people kind of lifting him, throwing him around. That's what happens in the movies all the time. So this was my first sketch. And you can see he gets picked up by his underwear there, flips over, and he does like a little side bump. And at the bottom, you can see the initial idea of like Mantis picks him up, spins him around, and like there's a multiple there in the middle. I was trying to figure out like how do we get the spin to feel like Po is just really being tossed around like ragdoll style. So so this is like the first thing is just sketch out the idea, kind of like a storyboard, animatic, like just pick key moments from the animation to pick out and figure out like what the poses are. And all that. So
what's Mantis in this second to last on the side gauntlets?
Yeah.
What's Viper doing here?
Like, I don't know. That's why she's not in there. Okay. Sometimes I don't have a complete idea. She was just chilling.
Just like I
don't know. She was gonna slither.
There's a snake on the ground.
Yeah. It was gonna be maybe in world, and she was gonna slither into a snake hole. I don't know. We put her on a story for a reason. Okay. It was too much sauce on this move. We just kept it to Crane. All right. Called out. Right. I didn't know what to do with her. I didn't know what to do with her there. So we got rid of her. Put her on another animation.
And then the neutral gauntlet here.
Yeah.
This was an easy fit, right? This is like what Wu Shang was doing.
I'm pretty sure
like what Po could do.
Yeah, I remember there's a fight in the beginning of like the third movie, I think, or the second movie. One of the movies, there's a fight where Mantis basically does this, like spins Po around. So I don't know.
Oh, well,
GG.
Wait a second. I didn't even notice. There's a tiny little Mantis under there spinning him like a pizza, huh?
Yeah.
I did not notice that about this signature at all. Man, I could benefit from doing some framing through. There's a lot of think there's a lot of that in Brawlhalla signatures, like especially when you charge a signature, you rarely see that in combat.
Right. But we're gonna get into it. I think we can move on to our next image here. What do we have next?
What do we got? What else we got?
All right. So basically, from this process, so I do that sketch thing, and then what I do is I literally took like some of the drawings and poses that I did there, and I make those actual frames of animation, and then we start to work out. Yeah, you can see like the wireframe of the rigged animation back there, and I'm just drawing over top of it, trying to figure out how this move's gonna work, because I need Crane to come out and the way he like trails back and like the timing overlaps, like Wushang goes forward, but Crane's flying back, but then flies forward to catch up to him.
Yeah.
I was really happy with how all that was feeling. But sometimes when you put things, when you're animating things, they don't always work out in game. But this one, I don't know. This one just was destined to work, I thought.
It looks right.
And you can see here he's doing a hip bump. I don't know why I did the hip bump. I thought that was kind of a Poe thing. But then once it went to character animation, Mike was the character animator who worked on some of the rig animation for Poe. And he changed it to a belly bump. And honestly, we're all better for
belly
it.
Bump.
Belly bump.
Look at that. Boom.
There's like nothing better than belly bumping people off stage with Poe. Like,
it makes sense.
It's so good.
I like the flap that Crane does before he like zips up. It really, it makes sense, like the motion and how he zips up real quick because he's charging up his speed with the flap.
And so
to right himself after appearing or whatever.
Right. So when I'm sketching, when you're sketching like the first sheet that I did, you don't always know how much time you're gonna have, like how many frames you're gonna have, because that's all set, right? So design is all about problem solving, right? And the good thing about designing for video games is you start with just look at this pile of problems. So we already know what things that we need to look for. So it's like, all right, how many frames do we have? And luckily, this animation's long enough where he get like a double wing beat in there. So he flaps his wings twice before the takeoff.
Yeah.
And I think that really helps. Yeah.
That helps a lot. That helps a lot. I usually don't notice these kinds of subtle animation things that you usually have to tell me, and I'm getting better at noticing animation things because of you constantly critiquing on that stuff. But yeah, it looks right. It looks cool here. He appears. He's got to like right himself here, wing pump, charge up the speed, and then he zips him up.
So yeah,
this works so well.
This is the version of the move just on tap, right? If you just tap the button, you get it. And then let's go on to the next one. I think is
okay. Ooh,
all right, so that's
the charge.
Yeah,
okay.
This is I have to figure out like, okay, so it has to be able to look good on tap, but also all the signature abilities in the game have the ability to charge. So we have to find a pose that they can settle on here. And I worked out this animation for Crane. And you can see there's no hat here, but I think I animated Crane first doing this motion, and I was like, it looks like he should be putting a hat on Poe. So then I just was like, all right, I'll put a hat on Poe. So that's kind of where that came from. And I liked it because, I don't know, it kind of made him like a buddy cop thing where they both like come out, they're both wearing like that hat. I like that.
And by the way, we should, like right in front of our face, we should mention this guy is Brawl Boy. This is like, this is like our, this must look so weird to a bunch of people in the chat right now.
Yeah.
This is like our rig thing. You see how his right side is color coded with the red and his left side is color coded with the blue. That helps us like anything that's asymmetrical, you can more easily see. You can also see that the gem in his head turns red. That's letting you know that like he's active in a move.
Yes.
And this is kind of like the default rig for character design stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out because I'm so used to Brawl Boy that it's just a familiar face to me, but could be shocking to people out there. I know, we've shown him before. People have seen him in like leaked images and stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes people ask for him as his own legend. They're like, can we get him as his own character? Come on, look at him.
You don't want this
guy.
Look
at that nerd, dude. We don't want him in the game.
Anyway, so the Crane pose looks really cool here. Is that what ended up final? I haven't charged his side signature. I don't even know.
It is pretty close. This is pretty close to final. Yeah, it
I
may have changed some.
He's got one wing on the cap. Like
yeah, he grabs his hat, puts the hat on Poe. And one of the things about this, so to make sure that the charge animations play smoothly, because you can charge it halfway, a third of the way, 3/4 of the way, is in animation there are things called extremes, and extremes are like, all right, so if I was animated, if I was an animated character, right, and I'm like, whoa, the extremes would be like the furthest point I'm out this way, the furthest point I'm out this way. So the way you do make the charge animations transition smoothly into the actual attack animation is you put the extreme just outside the charge. So when you get through the charge, where his body position is the farthest point, like out to the left that it will be.
Yeah. He doesn't leave his side until you release.
Yeah, exactly.
That way it just makes sense. Okay.
That way there's not a jitter. So there's all kinds of little things.
The title said behind the scenes, and we're getting behind the scenes right now. That is as behind the scenes as it gets.
Yeah, if you're interested in animation type stuff, we'll try and go over some of that here. All right.
Next image?
Next image. What do we got?
What else we got?
So once we knew Crane was going to be on Poe, this sketch was done by Sarah, one of our other SFX animators. She was like, because Poe, how's he going to get up on that stick? You know, he's got a little bit of junk in the trunk. Let's not lie. Quarantine's been long. We all got a little bit of spare tire, and some of us might need a little help to get up to some places. I know I do sometimes. So Crane coming in, helping him out, lifting him up, keeping him up there for this signature. I thought it was such a great idea. So this is like the first sketch of that. And another thing we do when we're picking out a legend for a crossover is we're like, what are the S tier signature swaps? Like, what makes this signature feel so much like the character that we're trying to bring to life, which is Poe? And then as soon as I saw this, I was like, yes. I mean, obviously, S tier. Crane comes in, lifts him up on the top of the bamboo staff, and GG. That's such a good idea.
Yeah, it all makes sense. It works super well. That's Poe.
All right, let's see what we got for the next.
All right, what else we got here? Ooh.
Okay, so this is like now this is like a loop, obviously of Crane.
Yeah.
Poe's body jitters there because the loop for Crane is shorter than the entire loop of the charge animation, but that's okay. We get to save some frames there. But yeah, so this is just what ended up with that idea. This is
what you'd see if you were holding the charge?
Yeah, so if you're holding the charge, this is what you see.
Okay.
And if you want to get into animation, being able to design loops, especially if you're thinking about getting into video game animation, loops are super important to be able to figure out. I had a lot of fun trying to figure out like what elements to do here, like the hat kind of spinning around the way it does on its axis, like getting it to move in Z space so it feels more dimensional. And then that leads into the overlapping action of like the little tuft on the top going back and forth. Those are the types of things that I get like really excited about animating, is like that little tuft at the top. Oh my gosh, dude, I was laughing to myself.
So maybe it doesn't mean anything, but I want to ask, what's the, like, there's like a little blue ink circle behind it. What's that for?
I'm really glad you asked that. Okay, so sometimes what we have to do, because Poe has different proportions than every other character in Brawlhalla, right? He's got that big old bod. He's a big beef boy.
Big beef boy.
You know? And there's no shame in that, but he's a big beef boy. And so we need to account for that when we're doing some of the character animations.
Unusual. It's unusual for our rig, right? We always like fit, same proportions on all the characters for the most part.
Right.
So
what we do is we go in and we like outline out what his body shape is, so that as we're animating, we can know kind of what the silhouette's going to look like and how things are going to line up for the final version. So that's just a little guide reference for the animators to work with.
Okay. Good looking Luke there. Let's see what else we got. This is image number 6. I forget how many we have total.
All right, these are just like some of the rough drawings. So what you saw before was the cleaned up and colored version, but this would be the second pass. So the first pass is what you saw earlier, which is like the super rough. The character's not necessarily on model as far as the design and the size and everything. But on this pass, it's like a tie-down pass. So these are some of the poses from that animation.
This is the charge of his side signature, right? What Crane's doing in the charge.
Yeah. So the bottom there are the charge poses.
Whole Crane reference thing for just without even Poe in it, without even Wushang in it.
Right.
You got to draw it out just right. Okay.
And then all those poses in there are in the actual animation. Those are like what I would call like the tight rough, which is just like the second pass where you try to get the details, try to get the proportions all down.
I wonder if you were able to like mod the game to make Wushang or Poe completely transparent, would you see this full model of Crane in there? Like, does some of it just get layered over so it all looks right, or does it all have to be drawn like around it?
Oh, okay. So most of Crane is fully drawn. In the charge, I'll admit, he doesn't have full legs, okay? Okay, if you were to remove Poe, he's missing some legs. What do you want me to draw legs for every frame photo?
This is behind the scenes. I'm giving the people what we advertised.
Yeah, yeah. From the knee down, Crane in the charge is a little bit lacking, but you can't see it anyways. He's standing behind Poe.
Yeah. I guess how it looks in the full color, or not full color, but the color drawing down there on the bottom of this image is about how much legs he's missing in the SIG.
Well, the one on the left, I think, is closer to what he's got.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. Well, this looks good. What else we got?
So just some of the rough drawings, and then Mantis. This is
Mantis.
another idea. So we go through multiple ideas for like where we could put these characters. You know, Mantis ended up on the neutral signature because he's lifting Poe. This was a sketch by Sarah. Again, she had had this idea for Mantis to be on the side spear for Poe. I think we decided against it just because of having a hard time making sure the hitboxing was going to read exactly the same, because that's a concern, and so...
That is a concern.
I know, yes.
This is, hey, people need to know how much work goes into making sure we don't screw up competitive integrity of stuff, making these signature swaps, you know?
Yeah, so this was a fun idea, but I think, we went in a different direction for it. We maybe could have made this work, but the other way seemed like it was going to make a little bit more sense, so... But just wanted to show that we do go through like multiple versions of ideas, and we iterate a bunch.
So this is
some
serious behind the scenes, because this didn't even make it into the game. This is like
don't tell anybody about this.
Yeah, this is just
a secret.
This is just between us, guys.
Yeah,
you guys are the chosen few.
Right.
Or the chosen many. How many people are watching? 15,000. Okay, no pressure. Don't worry about it. All right, next image. What else we got? Oh, okay, finally some.
All right, and I know Foda. This was. You know, okay, we got to admit right now, I am a Wushang main, okay?
Yeah.
And Foda is an Asuri main.
Asuri main.
Now, I'm one of the people who helps pick what legends these characters go on. Did I selfishly want us to have a Poe Tigress 2v2 team? No, it just made sense. It just made too much sense.
But it actually does, yeah. I mean, as soon as we knew Kung Fu Panda, I was hyped on, finally, an Asuri crossover, you know?
So Asuri has some pretty, like, Her moves are kind of like simple, you know. There are a lot of just like swooshes, you know. She just like strikes, and there's like these blue swooshes. And so we were having a hard time at first thinking of like, how do we plus this up? How do we make this, you know, the epic crossover level? And as Sarah drew these again, she worked this out with Viper coming in and assisting with this move and like following the swoosh line. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, yes, this is going to be epic. This is so good. You can see at the bottom she was working out some alternate poses there for Tigress. I think we ended up not being able to go with some of these just because of the speed of the move. It's like such a fast slash, but you know, you can see kind of our process of how we think about these things. And
bringing Viper into this one was a super good call. I think it worked so well. It made total sense when I first saw it. And also, I love this quick little sketch of Tigress here. This is like, I mean, this must have taken Sarah like a minute to draw that little thing, and that's better than any cat I've ever tried to draw.
Sarah is definitely she's one of the fastest artists I've ever seen bust out gestures. Like, she can just bust out these beautiful flowing gestures like this of characters, and yeah, it would make anyone jealous. So she's super talented. She probably did this pretty quick, but these are the types of things we produce to try to, because we're pitching these ideas to each other, right? Like, we have to prove to each other internally first, like, this idea will work. And this one was an easy GG. As soon as I saw it, I was like, this is gonna work.
This is like maybe almost step one of like, how could stuff work out?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like before you start even animating anything, it's like, all right, well, what's the idea? Trying to work out some of the poses. You can see the different expressions and angles and shapes she's working with here. I think we can see it further explored in the next images.
Flip it forward. Okay, so we got some close-ups here. I remember putting these in. We got 3 little close-ups of this same thing. I think are in order. So
we've got, some more detailed drawings, trying to work out the poses on the actual rig here now. And trying to figure out, so Viper has like this like Chinese poem on her back, like the markings on her back are like, it's like an actual Chinese poem or something. And so we had to find a way to stylize that, because animating a Chinese poem 24 frames per second, you gotta imagine, could be crazy. So this is like working out some of the details. How are we going to stylize the character to fit the game? Working out the poses on top of the actual rig. So you can see here how Viper is like being used with the slash. And then if you go to the next one, I think There, you can see, I like the comparison between those two
that works
frames
great.
because you can see the head doesn't move very much. So one of the principles of animation is called overlapping action. Yeah. Oh, photo. Look at this, dude. Look at this, the frame through. Yeah, so kind of like planning out like your flight pattern for your animation. So you see the head doesn't move as much, so you're going to be able to see that a little bit better. The body's going to catch up. Like, just really clever figuring out how to add some appeal, add some overlapping action to these animations. You know, and all that stuff starts to get worked out here in this phase.
Okay, yeah, good looking stuff there. Wait, I've lost myself. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, next image. Oh, and now we
okay,
the full.
And then you can see like a bunch of them now put together. You can see the different shapes of the body as they twist around, just like working out some poses. It's like really important to draw the characters a bunch to be able to get them on model, but also, I don't know, if you just frame through those Viper drawings, Sarah did such a good job. Like the face, everything is like drawn with such a level of appeal that's, I don't know. Our company motto is long live 2D, and one of our biggest focuses for this is like, all right, we get a chance to make our mark on the Kung Fu Panda characters and translate them to 2D. We're gonna like go all out. Yeah. So we really put a lot of focus on
long live 2D. We have that. You can't see them, but it's on our shirts.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Can you see that?
If you squint, you can probably see it. You gotta have to zoom in, but it's there. That's our
2D.
motto. So we were really proud to be able to bring these characters to 2D because they're traditionally 3D in their own universe. So
and if you guys are curious, you can frame through in the live build of the game. If you go into training mode and hit F5 and F6, that frame steps backwards and forwards through anything. You can do this down signature and look at how everything. I mean, maybe some animators out there would appreciate being able to frame through all the stuff in the game.
And it makes my job harder too, because I know that people can stop and look at any single frame, so I have to make sure everyone's good. But
is it maybe in a show or something you'd more freely be able to hide some things in animation,
right?
Put some blurs in and things like that. So
there's no hiding.
It's
in
a little
video
tougher
game.
knowing that anybody can frame through, and they will, and they'll screenshot it too.
Yep.
You know?
Oh, I've seen them. I've seen some of my worst drawings screenshot.
All right, let's see what else we got here.
All right, so now
fully animated.
Yeah, now we're working on the animation. I think this version is different than what ended up in game. I think we decided that it was better to have Viper kind of active during the whole attack. Here she kind of stops after the first slash.
Yeah. I've noticed
a little bit of a snake in my boot situation. Looks like she crawls into her boot or something. But we start to work these things out in motion, explore different ideas, and again, it's a lot of iteration. Putting things in channel for other people to give feedback and working back and forth on that. But it's always exciting to start to see things move, because then we can get this and we can put this in game and start to play with it, because game feel is like so important. And it's something I think we.
So when you're developing it and putting it on the rig and seeing how it looks in game, like as an attack against an opponent, would the animations would you get sketch style animations in there like this? Like did this ever get hooked up into the game? And
probably
the only person who'd ever see it is like the artist or two that's working on
it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't. Yeah, you probably wouldn't see this, but I put things like that. One of the first things that we showed where like the really rough animation of Crane when he was all gray and everything. That was in game at some point. I put that in game because you have to, because before you get too far, you got to make sure it works in game, because there is a big difference between some stuff that works in a file and some stuff that like actually works in game. Because one of the most interesting things about working on video game animation is you're not fully in control of the context, right? Like for film and television, you have a frame and you know everything that's going in that frame, everything relates to each other, the colors, the composition, all that is controlled. We have no control over how you guys use these. You can slide off an edge and fall while doing these animations. You can gravity cancel them. You can stack on top of each other. You can do all kinds of crazy things in the game. So we have to be really considerate to all these different ways that they can be used and how they're going to look and feel.
Let me get to some questions here that I'm seeing in chat.
Yeah.
Kems is asking, did Mike work on any of the Kung Fu Panda animation?
Mike, yes. So, like I said, Mike helped out with some of the rig animation for Poe, but the biggest thing he did that you guys all love is the Master Shifu KO effect. Mike animated that all himself. That's all Mike's baby right there. And that one, oh my gosh, when he turns his head, that head turn is so solid, Mike, dude. That's a crispy animation. Yeah, so Mike did that animation. So if you are a fan of that, you're a fan of Mike, basically.
Egrex Starmageddon's asking if I main Tigress already or Link's Asuri. Honestly, Tigress over Link's Asuri. Yeah, this is a crossover I've been waiting for. I'm super stoked about this. So yeah, I'm all about Tigress. Will there ever be another Kung Fu Panda crossover? Anything's possible. Dude.
Anything's
possible.
You know what? Doing this event has taught me that Monkey and Master Oogway are like two of the most popular characters from Kung Fu Panda. Apparently.
Yeah. Yep.
We've seen so much love for those characters.
We've seen a lot of where's Master Oogway.
Yeah.
We're like, oh.
So I don't know, but. Anything's possible.
Yeah. Well, we know what we're gonna hit if we ever do another one.
I mean, Poe can punch John Cena. Anything's possible. I believe anything's possible now.
All right. I've lost. Chat has scrolled by so fast that I lost any other questions I was gonna look at. But yeah, thank you guys. Any of the questions coming in.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. We've been looking at this thing for a while here. What do we got here? Okay. Ooh, yeah, finally.
Finally. Monkey. Speaking of fan favorite character, Monkey. Okay,
we got him in there.
Yeah, we got to get him in here somehow. And we
had
a couple.
Or is it Monkey?
I think you're. Wait, is that how Shrek would say it? Are you crossing over Shrek in Kung Fu Panda?
Maybe. Hey, All
right.
People want Shrek. So.
Monkey.
I mean, just the way they spell it and the way, look at that. Everybody
they get
in chat agrees
they agree with you. No, you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right, obviously. But yeah, we.
So this is her side stick, right?
Right.
And so how does she spring off?
This was like the initial pitch. Again, Sarah was the lead effects animator for Tigress, so we're trying to find a way to get Monkey in. We knew we had Crane and Mantis on Poe, so that meant we had to have Viper and Monkey on Tigress was the way we were going to break down the Furious 5. And we tried a couple different places to put Monkey, but as she did this sketch, and when we saw this sketch, we were like, oh, this looks really awesome.
Yeah, this works.
And what I love about this is it's just 2 frames, but you can already see the force and the power of the curve of the bamboo staff, how it reverses. Oh my gosh, that's like it's only 2 drawings, but you can already see the motion of it.
So this is how one artist in the company would pitch an idea to another artist in the company.
Exactly.
Super quick, grab some screenshots.
Exactly.
Draw a monkey.
And you can see how Monkey's actually kind of smaller than it's a pretty gigantic dust cloud that Asuri kicks up when she does this move that you don't really notice. And that's the thing about effects most of the time is if they're done well, you kind of don't notice them because they feel right. You can feel them, but you don't really notice them.
Yeah, absolutely. That totally makes sense.
All right, let's see what we got.
This works. This makes sense. I like it. What else?
What else?
Oh, yeah,
okay, so this is like the first rough animation. So this is just like, Sarah busts this out super quick to show the idea, and we all fell in love with this animation.
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, how do you get rid of
That's what
a
I
character?
was thinking. This is like genius. I didn't think at all when looking at this move how Monkey disappears. Monkey.
Right.
I love saying it.
How do you get rid of his whole body?
Yeah, how does he get out?
He can't just evaporate. He can't just sublime like water, How does he get out of there? Well, he does this cool martial arts thing and spins the staff, and that's like a sleight of hand, and boom, it covers it up so perfectly. I thought this is like probably literally, I'm not even joking, this is like probably one of the most genius animations in the game as far as like how thoughtful it is, how cool the poses are, how well it works in the context of what's going on. I love this animation. It's so cool. I wanted to show everybody the rough version just so you can, because I think when you see the rough animation, you can kind of see a little bit closer to like the ideas that the artist had, They're like a little bit stronger represented. They haven't been like cleaned up or brushed over. So just kind of the real raw animation here. And you can see the dust and the grass kick up. So this is such a clever animation. I love this so much.
Shout out to Sarah.
Shout out to
I
Sarah.
don't think she watches the dev streams, but
yeah, probably
we'll
not.
have to let her know. We give her a shout. Okay. Up next. Oh, all right.
Okay, Tai Lung. Okay.
Time for Tai Lung.
Now, Christian, one of our other effects animators, was the lead effects animator for Tai Lung. And
Wait, did I skip? Hold on.
Did you skip
something?
something?
Did I skip anything? No, I didn't. Okay, sorry. Yeah, keep going. My bad.
Okay, so Tai Lung was another one. I'm trying to think if we considered any other legends for Tai Lung. I think Mordex was pretty clearly.
It's kind of a slam dunk.
Just his furiosity. We knew gauntlets were going to work well for Tai Lung. We ended up with like kind of the shackles he had in that prison, and then the scythe. Even though he doesn't use a scythe in the movie, it just seemed like a brutal weapon that he would use. Now, when we were initially designing Mordex, the neutral gauntlet, right? The move where he jumps up, floats back, and then leaps forward.
And swipes,
Yeah, that one was a tricky move to actually make look like it made sense originally for Mordex, right? Because when we had the initial playtest of the animation, it didn't have that cool wind cyclone underneath him. It was just a wolf like floating in the air and then like jumping forward. And it never really made sense. And it wasn't until Jade did the effects for that, and he added that cyclone to the bottom of it, and we're like, that makes sense. He's flying around on a wind cyclone. And so I remember when we first started doing concepts for this, I knew that the neutral gauntlet was going to be the trickiest move. I was like, all right, Christian, the movement for the neutral gauntlet needs some good context for it to actually make sense. And he was just like, I got you. And immediately he had the idea of like the rock, like jumping off the rock, which is an awesome reference to in the first movie, Tai Lung, when he escapes the prison. There's like the scene when like there's all those rocks and he's like leaping from rock to rock.
References.
I was like, big brain genius, Christian.
Brain. Yeah.
He jumps off a rock. It makes, and then it works so well in context. Such a great idea.
Christian's awesome.
Christian is a beast.
Shout out to Christian. Yeah,
honestly,
I hope he's watching.
Some of your favorite
talented.
animations probably done by Christian, honestly.
He's a special effects master.
And he did.
Jade are just like the ultimate power. We're so OP. Our art team. With our SFX stuff.
I feel the best thing you can do as an artist is surround yourself by better artists. So that's one thing I've really enjoyed about working at BMG. Is there are so many talented artists that I can just get better by being around. And then, you can see at the bottom we were working like, is it going to be chi effects? Is it going to be blue fire? Well, we went with blue fire because it just seemed right. And, the idea was a reference based on in the Jade Temple, the fight with Master Shifu with the lantern. But we decided to go blue fire for all the effects. And you can see Christian there. The leap off the ground doesn't need to be that intense, with all the smoke, like the shockwave ring coming off of it.
I love that shockwave.
It doesn't need to be that intense, but Christian, you cannot hold him back. He will make animations epic. You cannot stop him.
It really does. In these two, just in frame 1 and 2, like, you feel the power of that leap.
Yeah.
How serious, how intense.
But I mean, if you watch the movies, they are powerful. Mm-hmm. They are intense. Like the amount of power they wield with their kung fu.
is a beast.
He's a beast
in the story, and he's like so powerful. So it makes sense that him leaping off the ground is a shockwave kind of affair.
Yeah. So you can see here, working out the poses. Figuring out the kind of the design of what the slash is going to look like. Also, on the last frame, you can see how we're kind of transitioning the colors from active frames to inactive. Kind of like
subtle,
figure out all that type of stuff.
But important.
And then you can see there it says side fist. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to call that out. Our internal name for gauntlets is fist.
Internal name for gauntlets is fist. Okay.
Yeah.
When we first designing gauntlets and we were pitching it, we were like fists. And then we were like, we got to come up with a cooler name. It doesn't really sound exciting, but internally we still call them fists instead of gauntlets sometimes.
Internally, gauntlets was a little controversial. People might enjoy knowing, because gauntlets was a few weapons back now.
Yeah.
And, we wanted to do something spicy and cool and new, especially after having done bow, where that was talked about for a long time and people were really looking forward to bow for a really long time. This one was more of a surprise, and we're like, we got to do something really cool and unique, and fist is not, off the bat, not cool and unique, but we obviously gauntlets turned out to be one of the coolest weapons.
Yeah, my favorite weapon.
One of the most potent tools for the crossovers, because it works on so many things. It makes sense in places where other things might not make sense. How are we going to do this without gauntlet. We needed gauntlets.
I know. What?
And it turned out to be, it's such a good, I think that was one of Terry's weapons.
Yes,
he designed that one. It flows so well. It all made so much sense when we first, as soon as we had it on a rig, gauntlets was like, this makes sense. Figure everything else out, but this makes sense.
It was a good lesson in like how we have to prove something to even ourselves.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we have to, like, you have this idea, and then it's like, all right, well, how do we make gauntlets like big enough so they have an impact, so you like notice them, we can skin them, we can do different things with them, and I think it all worked out really great. Gauntlets are like one of my favorite weapons. Super fun and unique.
I would say that's your main weapon, right?
It is my main weapon. Yeah.
All right, we got another Tai Lung thing. You're talking about the lantern.
The lantern,
so there it is.
There's the lantern from that fabled fight with Master Shifu in the Jade Palace. This is, Christian. As soon as we saw this, again, it's like GG easy.
Slam
this
dunk.
is obviously the thing. The fire there taking the place of the like 3 ice pillars that come out from Mordex, and then. There was a little bit of work with like how, like when the lantern shows up in the charge, how it shows up. I think what we did was, because just having like a solid object pop up out of nowhere can sometimes be jarring. Yeah. But I think what we do is like gave it a little bit of jitter when it pops in, so it has like some motion, so it's not stiff, and that kind of helps transition in some things like that. Okay. But that's just like that. Basically, you see those frames in game. Like that's pretty close to how Christian handled it in the final. He draws such cool fire.
Christian, man. Yeah, what's his Twitter? He posts, he draws special effects like for fun. It's not just work for him. He's like, if he has a Saturday night off, he's going to draw something really cool.
I know.
And post it on Twitter.
It's so hard to game with Christian because he's always
not
working.
Knowing his Twitter right now, I want to tell everybody what his Twitter is, because he posts like stuff, like unrelated stuff. I mean, it's not Brawlhalla things, but just like, hey, I drew a super cool explosion.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We have a left stick. Are you in the chat with Sora? What's Christian's Twitter? Let's find out. Let's find out Christian's Twitter and spam the link in chat and tell everybody to follow. There it is. Cookification J. Left stick spamming it in the chat right now. Everybody follow. Hit him with a follow. He so deserves it. He's such a good dude. He's such a talented artist. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody hit him with a follow there.
And he's hilarious. He makes me laugh all the time.
yeah. I just really like him. So, okay, so that's it now for all the like behind the scenes in-game stuff. Yeah. But we also have some behind the scenes trailer stuff, character designs and stuff like that I got sent at the last minute. So I don't think you've even seen these ones, maybe, but
maybe before.
I know you weren't like super part of the trailer team. There was like a whole group of people just grinding away on that trailer for a long time. But maybe you can still provide some insight for us into these things. So this is the Taros design from that one scene where Tai Lung just bashes him away.
Yeah, and some of these designs are, since we've been producing so many animated shorts lately, like we have these model sheets, like you can tell this is the same exact Taros design from the 5-year short.
Yeah.
And what I love about this, like the proportions, we get to get a little bit crazier with the proportions, really sell the characters. He's this big beef mountain. I love the way his neck works with the full, like the neck fat coming over the straps. I like that look.
Yeah.
And it's cool on the left, you can see the red lines are lines that aren't done in black. Those are like the shapes of the color. So you can see how that translates. Like these is like a little guide for the cleanup artists.
That's what the red lines are for.
Yeah.
That's where you would change the shade of the color.
Right. So during cleanup, there's some lines that need to be the black lines, but some of them you have to you draw in, and then they become the fill for the different, like the tips of the horn, or like the color around the eyes, stuff like that.
I just learned something.
You'll often see that, when you see like rough animation. You see it all the time, like in anime and stuff. Like they'll have like red line drawing out the shadow shapes and things like that. It's pretty common in animation to see those things drawn out that way.
And then we got the pro tips. Okay, here's Ragnar. Talk about different proportions. Yeah, this is he's a bit of a castle up top. His arms and chest are like
he's looking good, dude.
Looking good. He's looking swole.
Yeah,
this pose Onyx though. I think we have that one.
Yeah,
Onyx is a beefcake.
It's such a good pose for him too. I think this is again, like you probably recognize a pose similar to this from the 5-year animation when he rolls in.
Yeah.
Welcome
out after
to
flying. So
I like the little extra spice we get to do on things, like his arms are bigger, his feet are shaped. I mean, look at that. That's a dragon's foot right there. That's not really how the rig looks, but that's what you know, that's the vision of him, right? That's how he walks.
Yeah, this is how he lives in our heads.
Okay, what else we got here? Oh,
Got
Asuri. Then this Asuri is I mean, to me, a little bit of a departure from the in-game Asuri, right? This is like we're spicing it up a little bit.
Spicing up a little bit. Give her some more cheek fluff to, like, I think animate, you know, some overlapping action, some, I don't know. There's always, you know, when we revisit characters and, you know, there's always some extra spice and things.
She's trotting right here. This is like a
little bit of a sneak. It looks like this looks like she's about to tickle somebody. But, like, you don't look at those claws.
Violently.
Yeah, not gonna be. Not gonna work out for you. I don't think.
Someone in chat.
And then somebody's noticing her tail's not tied around her waist. Yeah, we just gave her the full flowy tail.
Yeah.
Again, for animation,
that was a game thing, putting it around her waist, right?
That originally that was the idea. Was like we didn't think the tail would work. But we've kind of moved past that idea. Now characters have, like, you know, tails and stuff. So
yeah, we've gone a little harder since then. Asuri was pretty early on, so we were still. We hadn't unleashed fully yet. That was we were tame.
Yeah, figuring out. We've learned a lot over the years.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Okay, this is the last image we have here.
Right.
Onyx. Yeah, and Onyx is really.
Yeah.
I think Onyx has one of the most different looking proportions in the game too. So it would make sense that that she looks like this. I can't read this text. It's too small. Even though she's made of stone, you can still get
some stretch out of her mouth.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this
like the rules. For
I remember this model sheet. Yeah, Dave made this model sheet for. If you guys remember when Onyx came out, she had like a little teaser animation that came with her. This was done for that, and so. As we've been producing more and more animations, like, we just have these resources now. So we've got all these model sheets for different characters that we've brought to full 2D animation. And so that's fun that the more we do, the more we have, and can't wait for the future, honestly. We're going to
seriously
make so much cool stuff.
We just keep going, you know? There's all kinds of amazing stuff around the corner. All right, so that's it. That's it for our images, but we're not done yet, even though we're kind of running out of time here. That's all good. I want to go over the trailer. I want to watch the trailer with you.
Yeah.
And just all this needs to be is a commentary track of us watching the trailer, but maybe there's, you know, insight you can give and how artist stuff works behind the scenes or anything like that. So let me turn down the music. Let's bring this up. Oh, I wonder if I could even bring. Oh, hold on. Let me do some stuff live here. We're doing it live.
Some wizardry.
I wanted to bring our frames into the trailer now that we're doing commentary over it. So here we go. And there we go.
Okay, wait. We got to stop on that first.
Hold on. Yeah. Already we got something here. Because this is.
I never noticed until recently that Caspian is just. Oh, let's see. Oh my gosh, Caspian is so tiny. Look at him.
This is one of, like, oh my goodness, Mordex is actually a beast.
Yeah,
and Caspian could die from this.
He's so big.
His Vordex's fist is bigger than Caspian's face. And hold on, and now that you've seen that, now that puts this part into context.
Yeah, just dropping bombs on him, dude. It's so brutal. Okay, wait, but rewind it though. Look at the back too. Look at the back too. So, like, that's Jiro and Asuri back there, and Jiro's just like hanging off of this cliff, and then watch what Asuri does. She's just like, get out of here. Neutral sig.
I was so excited to see that when we were doing the roughs of this.
Oh my god, it broke his back.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
When she goes wham.
Boom!
That's exactly how it
look at. I don't know if he's. Dude, I think he's knocked out.
He's paralyzed. That's bad.
Oh, man.
Well, you know, the story, the lore armor, the plot armor we have for all that stuff.
Right.
They're in the afterlife. You get knocked off, you die, you come back. It doesn't matter.
They like this. They're having fun. They all want to be fighting.
This is fun for them.
But man, we really captured how brutal these epic matches are.
I love seeing it. You know, this is like the context behind how the game would work.
Oh, even that
sound effect. I love the neutral sig dunk there. All right, what else we got?
Bro. So good.
Yeah, great intro here. Mordex is like, and this is how a lot of people enter Valhalla, right? Because it was like the same for Bodvar. You know, he kicked the door in, he came in, you know, and everybody's just like, hell yeah, a new person to fight, you know. But then they get surprised by like, wait a second, is that Poe? And the whole squad here. I love this. I love
the
this
squad here.
Yeah, this
animals
is
only.
This is if you were to set up like a crew of 5, this is maybe the most like deadly, no mercy squad you could be rolling up with in Brawlhalla.
Some of the sharpest teeth and claws you could be dealing with, probably. I remember when
this gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, when I saw this in Terry's initial storyboard with the cape, how it flies over the face, I was like, Terry, that's hilarious. That's exactly how this is like what they would do.
Yeah.
I felt like it was so true to the characters.
Yeah. I love it. Oh wait. Oh yeah, there's Viper there. I had something covering the screen, but yeah, there's
5 are all there
on top of Monkey.
Monkey.
And then, okay, and then obviously, some comedic relief here with Poe.
Right, after that brutal beatdown, we had to break the tension a little bit.
It was pretty nasty, dude.
So I'm glad I thought, we can all take it's a funny, silly times now. Thank goodness for Poe showing up.
And that's if you charge Mordex's neutral sig or down sig on gauntlets, that's the howl he makes. Exactly the same one from in-game.
Yeah, it's iconic.
Dude, I love this. I love this squad v squad. Like, this makes me so excited about like any like extra stuff we do outside the game. The game, we're killing it. But like, if we could ever draw a comic or a show or something, like this kind of stuff gets me so excited.
Oh yeah,
just seeing anything like, and I think that's why the 5-year animation and this animation is getting people so excited, because just seeing it outside of the context of the game while still following kind of loosely the rules of the game. This is just a 5v5 happening. This is how the fights would go down story-wise. Oh, and you guys know what I'm about to freeze frame on. Everybody freeze framed on this one once. Like everybody in the office. This was immediately the first screenshot after we saw the roughs, when we were talking about it. And I immediately saw it on Twitter at 1 minute after the trailer was posted.
I know.
People love this frame. I love this frame. Chat's going crazy right now. This is one of the best. This is like, oh, poor Asuri. That's what happens when Asuri gets disarmed.
I know. The expression change is so good there, from intense to like, uh-oh, I messed up.
Tigress just holding off Taros.
Such a good use of the two characters, though, because like Taros, obviously this beef mountain, but Tigress known for like her stone hands, like how tough she is, and like this is such a cool way for stops him like a brick wall.
Makes sense, yeah. And we all know that Taros' side sigs are like as strong as they get.
That KO's at orange, and you can tell she's orange right now, so she's been done.
And I love the Viper slap. That just looks good. That's a good looking like makes sense,
The sound effect
and then
so
Craig
good.
goes into team combos.
It's so good.
Tigers, this got me so excited. Finally in a Asuri crossover. And you see there in the clips, real quick, the clips, a lot of times in the clips, it's like a lot of times we want to show like a legit combo, like something that's true and works in competition and stuff like that. A lot of times, especially with the charges of the signatures, we so rarely get to show that in game. So like the little trick of like, it's a dodge read. She's charging the signature because it's a dodge read, right? It's like a little trick for the recording gameplay for the trailers, is to do the dodge read so that we can charge up a signature just like this, right? You get to see this charge.
Now, see that I didn't know that you guys did that. I didn't. I learned something there.
I'm not usually the one that records anything like that, but I do come in to help when it's time to do like a 2v1.
Yeah, combo. I know you're all into that.
I love doing 2v1 combos. So yeah, whenever I have an opportunity to help record, I go for it. So I see a little bit of that stuff.
That is the cool thing about these trailers, is they get to touch so many different departments. A lot of people get to work on them.
Esports even gets in there a little bit. So there we got it.
I've seen that screenshot everywhere. That's so iconic. Mordex doing the haymaker on the Poe.
We just saw Mordex blasting people.
Yeah.
So
boom! Oh man, that's so good. It's such a good drawing too. Oh my, the stars come out. And this, oh, what an epic like
the
reaction.
sound helps so much with that too, right?
Yeah.
Everything slows down.
Slow-mo.
It all works so well.
Like Christian and Jade on the effects. Look at them going
That
crazy.
looks so intense.
And it's
this
so
is
good.
Animated right here, dude.
And it's also like the ice, because like this icy wind coming off of it, because it's Mordex, the Ice Wolf.
Yeah,
oh, this shot's epic. The fighting style feels so good. You know?
Love it.
These hits are nice. That's hilarious.
And this is a callback to the show, right? We've seen Poe pull something like this off, right?
I imagine there's something like
Maybe.
this.
I
It feels
all
of it feels so right, you know.
It feels right. I love it. I love it. And Mordex is like, look, Mordex at this point he's afraid, and he's like, oh, it's just a little.
Oh, man. That is so good that Poe is like held onto this, like no movement whatsoever. Just highlights the movement of Mantis.
Of Mantis, yeah. He's so quick. I like Mantis's little jump there too. He's all excited just to get out into the combat.
Yeah, and I imagine those like pointy little legs
are
pretty sharp with the kicks.
Oh yeah.
That's
funny
so
every
good.
time.
That's so good.
Look at the 2 signatures in 1. That was great. How we transitioned from the.
Yeah, I really liked how the team handled that.
And look, I can say that we did great on stuff here because I wasn't involved in making this. So
yeah, me too.
I'm just a fan.
Right.
But yeah, look at that. We sent him off the screen in the last gameplay shot, and then boom, he gets knocked out. Now this was so epic, dude. What an epic intro for Tai Lung. I mean,
and yeah, Mordex's
we just
spine
saw
also
Mordex
broken.
beasting this world. I mean, he might have killed Caspian earlier.
Yeah.
And so all we've seen is Mordex is a total boss, and now Mantis gets him, and then Tai Lung is like, everybody has been playing around at this point up until now.
Yeah,
Tai
I'm counting
Lung,
like
the
two or
stops.
three broken spines this trailer. Pretty brutal trailer. Pretty epic. Yeah, this is a great transition.
I love it. It stops. Goosebumps. Literally goosebumps. Music change. This is so perfect. This music. Did we find this music, or were we given this music? Surely we were given this music. It works too perfectly.
I have no idea.
Maybe we found it. Maybe just Rip. Rip being awesome. Oh yeah, I love this. This whole scene. This is one of my favorites here. Because you get to, Taros is in here like, he's thinking he's on Tai Lung's team, right? Tai Lung doesn't care. Tai Lung is.
He's like,
not
animal
interested.
team. Let's
He's
go.
Taros is like, I'm part of the Beefcake Squad here. He's like, dude, get out of here. Give me your axe.
I love how unfazed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
Onyx
so good.
is just a statue. I mean, that's her MO. It's not a statue.
This right here is so iconic. Poe doing like his the water droplet transfer thing that he learns from Master Shifu in the second movie, but now doing it with the bomb from Brawlhalla.
From Brawlhalla. It makes me proud to see that kind of stuff. Like that's a Brawlhalla thing. Seeing him interact with it like that is just like it's the spirit of the crossover right here. The biggest spirit of the crossover is in this scene, I think, where we have a close-up of Poe's face throwing a bomb from Brawlhalla. I mean, that's awesome.
Oh man.
Good
so
crossover, man.
Man. I every time I see it, I can't get enough of it. It came out so good.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of the
really
team,
did.
and I'm just happy to be part of everything.
So, well, that's the stream, Steven. 2 p.m. exactly.
Wow.
Kind of perfect the way that all worked out.
Crushed it on timing, huh?
You really timed it out right. Thank you guys so much for joining us on another dev stream. I am so happy with this one. I really feel proud to be a part of this. And it's all thanks to the community. It wouldn't We would never have done a Kung Fu Panda thing if we didn't get as popular as we got, thanks to the support of the community. So it's just incredible that we're going this far, and we're still going. There's so much amazing stuff on the horizon. Obviously, I think you guys are knowing that the next big thing to expect is a new legend reveal, and I promise that will be coming pretty soon, eventually. I mean, that's the next thing. I think that's the next big cool thing we're gonna drop on you guys is the next legend. So stay tuned for that. Maybe next week, the week after, something like that. Thank you guys. So I love that our thumbnail is just a big close-up of Poe right now on Twitch.
Oh, that's great.
So we're gonna sign off now. We're gonna host Pavelski, one of the best European players in the game. Literally the current world champion of Europe. So we're going to go check him out. I'm going to rate him right now. Pavelski BH. Spam him with hearts, guys. We're like... We're going to drop the love on Pavelski. You know, a lot of people, you know, when we rate them, they get spammed. But do they get spammed with love? We're going to change the rules here.
Today they will.
A lot of people in chat are asking about the viewership rewards track. We're still on Dev Streams number 3. It's been a while on Dev Streams number 3. We're probably getting pretty close to maybe implementing Dev Streams number 4. So another week or two. We'll give people maybe till the end of next week. Let's say, give or take. The end of next week to complete the Dev Streams number 3's track. And of course, we'll do a whole bunch of reruns. Whenever the track is like over, maybe by next Friday, we'll do a whole bunch of reruns so everybody could, you know, dev stream reruns, have a chance to acquire all the rewards on the track, and then we'll start up a new Dev Streams number 4 reward track. So, okay, we're leaving now for real this time. Thank you everybody for being a part of Brawlhalla, and we're out. Goodbye. Bye. We're waving bye.